Yeah, I think we're back. Sorry guys about that. I'm not sure why the mic is not was not working. So again, welcome everyone in the chat. My name is Julia Masalska. This is the Daily Creative Challenge in Illustrator, and today is the last day. Is the last day of our challenge series, but no worries. Next week we'll continue, I believe, with Claudia with a new series of daily creative challenges. So make sure to join there as well. Sorry about what happened with the mic. I don't know why it stopped working, but anyway. So you guys, let me share with you guys real quick the link where you can submit your daily creative challenges. It is right here, bit.ly/AI Discord. And this is where we are having our chat and our community. This is where we can share our designs. So make sure to submit your today's artwork there. Let's quickly take a look at our Daily Creative Challenge Discord. So it's this one right here. So you get there if you go onto our Daily Creative Challenge page here on Behance. It's behance.net/challenge/illustrator. And here you will find the Daily Creative Challenge page where you can chat with the community, which is where you get guided to the Discord chat. Here if you go down, you will find there's different challenges that have been unlocked every single day. And today's challenge is layout. Design a print ad for a fictional brand. You guys have been working on a brand for the past days, so you guys probably already have some assets. But if not, feel free to use the starter asset that I provided for you guys. It's we will have 2 artboards. I will get to this in a little bit. And here you can also watch the video, watch the replays of the past challenges. And if you scroll further down, you can even see the past challenge series, and you can even use those starter files as well to create some new challenges for yourself. Alright guys, so here if you go onto the Discord chat, you will find the #challenge. This is where you submit your artwork. As you can see, there is some amazing artwork coming together. You guys have been created your own brands for the past 2 weeks, so it has been amazing, and you guys are so great for submitting those and giving each other feedback. So thanks for that. Here in the Discord channel, you can also get a portfolio review, and you can get career advice, ask a question, you can introduce yourself, and even chat with others. Alright, so let's jump onto our Illustrator file. So this is today's Illustrator file, the starter file that you guys got. We have 2 formats that I've prepared for you in form of 2 artboards. We have a format for a poster and 1 format for a billboard. So here we will be designing those today. If you guys want, you can feel free to send those over to Photoshop and use a mock-up for a billboard or for a poster. I would love to see that as well. For today, we're going to just stick around here in Illustrator and design these 2. Thanks everyone for joining. Arifa, Cody, Emma, good to see you guys. Sorry again for the mic not working in the beginning. Yeah, thanks Cody for posting the link to the Daily Creative Challenge page. Hi Emma, good to see you. Jessie, Candice, happy Friday. Yes, happy Friday, and unfortunately today is the last day of our challenges together, but let's make the best out of this. Alright guys, so in the past I have created assets for myself. If you don't have your own brand created, you can definitely use these assets here to create your own brand. And here we will use my assets that I have been using in the past, and I have those saved in my libraries here. So here my billboard will have just a different format than my poster, but they both will have the same amount of information and the same the same design, just realigned. So this is the topic of today. It's all about layout and how to change layout in different formats. So let's take a look what we can do. What we can do here is we can first of all add our logo. This is our one of the most important things. So I would add the logo here at the bottom right, sorry, because what I want to say with this billboard is going to be right here in the middle, and it's going to be my message to my clients who are going to see the billboard. And that's the most important part about this billboard, and then they will see my logo, which is then secondary. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing here in the small one. I'm just going to copy paste my logo here, and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller just because the size is way smaller and we don't want the logo to be too dominant. So here what I'm gonna do now is I am going to create a background color. So I'm just going to take a rectangle, make a rectangle with a rectangle tool, and now my logo disappeared. And why is that? Because my rectangle is now on the top layer, and I'm going to arrange it to the back. So I'm going to send it to the back, and now my logo is back. So now I can change the color of my background. I will remove the little outline that I have, the outline stroke. I don't need that. And I'm going to use one of my brand colors here, maybe red. I think this one is pretty good. And what I'm going to do here as well is I am going to create a little bit of, interesting effects that have to do with food, so the person knows instantly it's all about food here, and we're talking about delicious meals. So what I'm gonna do is what I also did similar yesterday in our mobile and desktop web design that we did. So I'm going to create something like this, and I'm going to cut this shape into two parts. So I'm going to my properties panel while I have both selected, the cutting line and the background. And I'm going to go onto these three dots down here, and I'm going to divide those. So now I have two shapes, and I can remove the top one, so I only have the bottom one left. And now I'm going to move this one to the bottom, send to back, so our logo is again on the top. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to make this a little bit larger here because I want to put my type on top, and my type will say we offer free delivery. I think it's something that many companies do right now, that they deliver for free. We offer free delivery. There we go. And of course I'm going to use my brand typeface, and it's Belly Display, as you can see here. So I'm going to go ahead into my typefaces, and I'm going to look for Belly Display, and here it is. There we go. Okay, now we have our we offer free delivery here. And what we can also do is, of course, this is a billboard, so the message has to be very much visible. So we are going to increase the size of this. By the way, you don't only have to stick to these numbers here. You can also type your own number by double clicking on the size number here. So I'm going to make this maybe 200. Let's see how big this is. This is maybe too big, so let's say 150. Aha, this could work. Okay, so let's divide this into two lines so it's better legible. And now we are going to, I'm going to actually keep it left aligned because I think it works perfectly. Let me quickly outline this, Command Shift and O, so we have a little bit more freedom to modify the size here, but make sure when you're modifying the size to click Shift while dragging, just because then your typeface will stay proportionally. If you don't hold Shift while dragging and resizing, you can get something ugly like this or like this. But we don't want that. We want to keep our typeface nice and steady and proportional. So what I'm going to do here is in the background I am going to put, let me make this a little bit smaller actually. So in the background I am going to put my burger that I have, just to make the person a little bit more excited about food. Or actually this could also even work. And what I can also do is I can put my my pattern in the background as well. So I'm just gonna copy paste it from another file, Command C, Command V, and now I have my pattern here, and I'm going to fill my rectangle with this pattern. So I just use my eyedropper tool and I go onto the pattern, and I want to keep my pattern in the background, of course, because right now it kind of overtones everything. So I'm just going to arrange and send it to back. All right, this we don't need anymore. And now we kind of already have our little billboard. I think it looks very interesting, very exciting. Let me make this a little bit smaller, maybe just the burger. Okay. All right, and then let's rearrange this a little bit. So guys, now we kind of have a clear flow of things. So we start reading from left to right, and we end up in our logo. So we read, we offer free delivery, foodies. So that's what I want. I want to have it a nice flow. Maybe we can also even experiment with color here. Let's see. That, for example, could work, but actually I like black better because it creates a better contrast. Let's rearrange this just a little bit. Maybe we can even play around and type it new. All right. We offer free delivery, and then now maybe I can see how I can rearrange this, how this works better than what I had before. Maybe what I can do is I can also misplace the burger, and now it's even actually better because let me pull this up a little bit. Okay. So maybe something like this, where you kind of have the flow from the text to the burger to the brand name. You guys decide whatever you think works for your brand, but let's say this is one possibility. Also, you guys feel free to use any imagery for this. You can get imagery if you go onto stock.adobe.com, and here you will find, for example, if I type in burger, and I'm going to look for photos, of course. There is also a bunch of templates that you guys feel free to use, but I'm going to look for stock photos that have to do with burgers. So now I have some amazing burgers here, and I could definitely use one of these. So why don't we just, I mean, we could do that, but I'm just gonna stick for now with our burger that we already kind of have created here. So let me play around with this a little bit more. Let's see. I feel like this works best here, the burger at the top, and maybe actually like that. All right. So now let's see how our design is able to being applied to a different format. So okay, actually let's center this so it's nice and centered in our rectangle. For that, I'm going to make another rectangle real quick like this, and I'm going to make it colorless just because it's for orientation. So now I'm going to select this rectangle around, and I'm going to click shift and select our text, and our frame, our rectangle, is going to be the key object, meaning everything else is getting adjusted to the key object. And now I'm going to properties, and I'm going to vertical align it so it's perfectly in the center of the billboard. I mean, in the center vertically. Of course, it's a little bit left aligned, but that's perfectly fine for us. All right, make sure to find a good balance here. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I would even move this a little bit lower down, and so that the burger kind of also has a little bit more space. And I'm going to make this logo a little bit smaller here, and because people already probably know this brand, so they are going to recognize this design. All right, so now let's move on to our poster. So how do we apply this? I can literally just copy paste this, and what I can do is I can make this a little bit smaller like that. And people were asking about clipping masks. Clipping masks are super easy. So you have your object that you want to clip. A clipping mask basically gives you a cutout of the object. So now what I want to do is I want to create a cutting frame, right? So I'm going to create this frame on top of my object, and I'm going to select the frame and the object, and I'm going to make clipping mask right here. Okay, so now what I can do is I can just use my objects that I used in the other billboard, and I can use them here as well. So for example, I can put something like this, copy paste the burger, make it a little bit smaller, bring it to the front, arrange, bring to front. There we go. And now let's move on to our pattern. So copy paste it, drag and drop, very easy. Okay, so now when I'm moving the pattern around, it might get squeezed like that, but I don't want that. So I'm going to Object, Transform, Scale, and here I'm going to unclick Transform Patterns. So now when I'm scaling this rectangle, the pattern inside the rectangle is not getting transformed at all. So I'm keeping the same proportion in my pattern, and this is looking great for me. Okay, now let's pull over our logo, bring it to the front, arrange, bring to front, and now we already kind of have the version for our poster. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Okay, this kind of works. Let's see how the burger can be placed here. And again, guys, it's all about placing, it's all about size, so make sure to play around with this a little bit and make sure that that you have enough space around all the objects, and that things are easily legible, of course, that the logo is visible. That is very important. But yeah, now we have two variations of our ad, and I'm really excited for you guys to try that out. Cool. Yeah, the pattern is not white, it's more like a light gray here. So when I'm putting it on white, it's very subtle. So I can recommend you guys play around with the opacity here. So here, for example, I could also say I could also edit the pattern and make it darker or lighter. But here I can even decrease the opacity if I wanted to, but I mean like this. But right now I feel like this works pretty well. Let's make a little exciting, something exciting here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a pencil tool and I'm gonna bring some more lines in here. So I'm going to create one line so I can see it. I'm gonna make it black outlined, and then I'm going to just copy paste this line right here, and I'm going to use the blend tool. So I'm going to Object, Blend, Make, and then I can go into Object, Blend Options, and I can create specified steps, and I can create, let's say, 20. Okay, and I can create something like this, which can make it a little bit more exciting. Of course, I'm going to make this white, so it's not sticking out too much and it's not disturbing from the typeface. That is very important, but I just want to create a little bit of texture here in the background so it's not too boring. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to bring the burger and the text to the front, arrange, bring to front, there we go. And I can even decrease the opacity in my little blend here if I go to properties, and I can make it really subtle. I can make it nice and backgroundy. That's how I call it, backgroundy. Yeah, and now let's apply the same thing here. So I can just copy paste this, and then I can let's say I have the perfect frame here for, actually no, never mind. I'm going to create a little clipping mask again, and I'm going to include my little blend inside. So I'm going to make a clipping mask right here, and here the same thing, just so I can see my artwork perfectly here. So like this, and I'm going to select my pattern again. I'm going to select both my rectangle and my pattern, and I'm going to make a clipping mask again. All right, but let's bring our most important information to the front. That has to be always well legible and well visible. So let's do that. 1 and 2, arrange, bring to front. There we go. And of course our logo has to be in the front. So I'm going to again arrange, bring to front. Of course you can also use the shortcut here, but I'm using a German and an English keyboard sometimes, so I sometimes get confused with those. let's make this a little bit smaller, just because it's very, very dominant right now. And as you can see, our billboard is so well legible from far, and that's exactly what we want to achieve. We want to achieve a nice contrast, so it's well legible from far. Because, for example, if you drive on a highway, you want to see what the brand is all about. You want to read the message on time before you pass by. So that's the most important things here. And of course, when you're exporting, make sure to leave, if you are exporting things like that for print, make sure to leave a bleed around this, probably around an inch for large prints. So yeah, Emma is saying looks cool. Thank you so much. Arifa is asking how to edit the blend once it's done. Yes, you can add the blend if you click on the blend right here. This is our blend, right? And I go into object, blend options, right? Blend options. And here you can either do specified steps, you can even transfer the color from black to white or whatever color you like. Okay, and you can also just edit the blend. If you double click on the lines, you can easily adjust the lines themselves. So we have two lines that we blended together, so we can edit both of them. So now, for example, I can create something like this. Hopefully you guys can see, but now the blend is completely different. It's way more wavy, but I don't want that. But yeah, definitely you can edit the blend afterwards as well by just double clicking on one of the lines or one of the objects that you blended together. Cool, awesome. Welcome everyone who just joined. Thanks very much for tuning in. Sorry about the trouble in the beginning with the mic. Cool. How about editing blend colors? Yes, you can do that too by just clicking the object that you want to edit. And here, for example, we have a white stroke. We can definitely edit the color here as well. So now our blend goes not only from shape to shape, but also from color to color. So this is also really great to play with. A very great tool to play with. Is probably one of my most favorite tools. And you can also create something really exciting with that. You can even create furry letters with it. But that's something I am going to do in my next daily creative challenges. And I'm going to be back probably around, I think, end of May. So there we're going to do a little bit different things, but I'm going to be back with daily creative challenges and I'm really excited. Cool. Yeah, make sure to join the Discord. Here again, the link to the AI Discord, bit.ly/AI Discord. And this is our channel where we share all of our work. All right, guys. So why do we need these billboards? These billboards we need to present something to the client. And I mean, which client would not love to see their brand on a huge billboard somewhere on the highway? I think it's a dream of each and every client. So creating mock-ups helps visualize ideas and visualize the brand that you've created for them, so they understand why they're paying you. And yeah, thank you so much all for joining. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's just another sunny girl. Thanks so much everyone for participating in the challenges, and I'm looking forward to see your challenge submissions in the chat later on. All right, and I'm going to be there probably in about half an hour or hour, so I'll see you there. Until then, have fun working in Illustrator. See you then, bye.